How you going? Mate of mine, Dino, bought himself a 2016 Road Glide Special. When he originally bought the bike, we took the stock mufflers off the rear and took the baffles out of it, trying to get a bit of a note out of it. Well, he wasn't happy with that, so he's gone ahead and bought himself some Reinhard Racing Extreme Duals exhaust system. He's asked me to stick those on, so I'm going to do that for him. So I'll give you a little YouTube video on how that goes. Right, we'll do the start up now. We'll do the sound test before we actually change them over. Here's the bike. I've taken the side covers off and the panniers and the seat off to start with. Unpacked the Reinhard Extreme Dual exhaust system. Laid it out on the bench. Not a bad idea. Lay it all out, make sure you've got everything. All the hardware there, the bits and pieces. Check it all, that you've got it all. Now the first thing we're going to do now is we're going to take the front footboard off. So we've got some clear access to the front header pipe when it comes to that. I'll then take the rear mufflers off and start undoing the exhaust brackets, the header bolts up under there on the front too. So we'll get that part done, and then once we've done that, I'll come back and show you what we're up to. Okay, we've taken the front floorboard off. It's there, sitting over there, it's out the way. We've also undone the 4 nuts off the rear cylinder flange and also the front cylinder flange, so that's been done. And just down here you'll see a bracket here with a bolt. There's a nut on the back of that one there, you just need to undo that so it releases the pipe away. And also the balance pipe, you'll see here there's a nut and a clamp here that needs to be undone too. Also we've got this butterfly module here which actuates like that. In the starting process of the bike, that needs to be removed, so obviously won't go back on with the new pipes. So to get to that, there's a module sitting up in here. Poke that back in there. There's one bolt that goes in there, and there's another one just further back. So just undo those two there, and then just move that module forward. You can see the cable I've got just here, that runs from there down to this little actuator module here. And I don't know if you're able to see, but down in there's a little purple clip. There it is. You just need to slide that out. It'll just come forward. Just slide that out and just feed the cable up a little bit. And it's just on a slide inside there. It's a bit hard to see, but you'll see it when you start doing it. And you just pull out the little mushroom, and the cable will come free then. And you leave that actuator there attached to the bike, and just take all the pipes off as one. Well, there's that cable I just spoke about that was connected to this little actuator module here. So I just moved it out of the way. There's a couple of little wire ties just down here, just snip that one off. I just slid that out of that area there. And then from that point, there's a little groove you can see in there where this little sweated on lead ball slides into. So once that's been pulled out, you just slide it down. There we go, take it out. There it goes, all still connected to the exhaust pipe, so if for any reason this pipe has to go back on, we haven't destroyed anything, it's just all there still. So there you go, it just makes it a bit clearer now that I've got it out for you to have a look. There we have it, we've got the header pipe front and rear off, and the body of the exhaust system. There's that little module actuator I was talking about. Here's the cable that we took out from that module. So as you can see, it's all part of the exhaust system, so it all stays there. And I'll put this module back in now. That's where the cable was feeding, and well, you can't see now, but that's where that slide clip I showed you before, so that's all been put back in. Just to locate those bolts for you, well, you see one there, and if you look down deep down there, you can just see the other one at the back there. So they're the two bolts you've got to take out to get that module off. So it's all off now, ready for the install of the new system. The O2 sensor cable, that's this little plug here, and there's one just behind it. Obviously I've already taken them out, just like that there, just only clips from on the bottom there. Just feeds down through here, guys. Coming back down there, down underneath, into the exhaust. There's the hole that I took that one out, and that's the one above. I left that cable there, so I know which one's the front cylinder and which one's the rear cylinder. There's the cable for the other one. So you obviously take those out before you remove the header pipe. Important note, before you actually try and install the exhaust system, you must take out the head gasket that's inside here. It sits around there. I've taken them out, as you can see. This is the original one that came out. Sits in there. So what you might want to do, because they can be a little bit of a bugger of a thing to get out sometimes, get yourself a little pick, something like this, and just sort of get underneath it, and just hook it up, and then just pull it out. Just be careful you don't damage the head in any way, just be gentle with that. And then when you get the original ones supplied, just feed them in nice and evenly. Don't try and push one end in first, just do it all evenly, and just make sure you're seated right back onto that flange in there, so it's nice and seated. Be careful not to push it with a screwdriver or something, because you can damage this. They're quite soft, even though they look robust. So just ease it with your hands, your fingers, and just push it all the way home, and you'll be right. Once you do that, you'll need to take the header pipe clamps that clamp to the head off the original exhaust pipe. There's a little circlip here which you've got to take off first. Just get a pair of pliers on one side and just pull it and twist it and work your way around. It'll come off quite okay. Then slide your clamp over, put your clip back on, and then it goes back in there. It all locks in nice and neatly. Yeah. So do both of those. Make sure your gaskets are in nice and seated well, and then go ahead and install your rear header pipe first. Before you install your rear header pipe, which has to be installed first, you've got to block off one of the two OC sensor ports. You get two different size bungs to put into those, so you block the right one off, so just locate which one that is. Put a bit of anti-seize high temperature product on the actual thread, and just thread that in. That way it will seal up nice and easy, and you'll be able to get it out one day if you ever have to get it out. Also put in your OC sensor, the O2 sensor, sorry. There again, just put a little bit of high temperature sealer on that, and that'll do the job there. It'll make it a lot easier to put it in now than trying to put it in once the pipe's on, because the pipe's pretty close to everything and you're twisting the cable up. Also, you have to install this clamp here which bolts to the rear of the transmission, so make sure you slide that onto your rear header pipe first. Once you've got that done, it'll make it a bit easier for you when it comes to fitting up your header pipe and your heat shields. Right, here we have the rear header pipe all installed, heat shields on, all very good. Let's go underneath here, crossover pipe, and you can see where that supply bracket bolts onto the back of the transmission there. So that's relatively easy to do, no problem. Here's the beast. There's the muffler. Other side of the crossover pipe. Yeah, all installed very neatly. Sound check for after the installation of the Reinhard Extreme True Jewels. Well, there we have it. Nice throaty note on it. Hope your mate Dino's happy with that one. Here's your mate Dino, come back from his ride. Let's see what he has to say.
day.
What do you reckon, mate?
He's been a mate, yeah.
Good?
That's an awesome mate, yeah.
Excellent.
See ya.
Another happy customer. You fucking beauty.
That's it.